Yeah, in this class I am going to explain about electromagnetic waves. Okay, we'll see the first of all we'll see the meaning of wave. So I think you have already studied about the concept of wave in your lower standard. So what you studied there? So suppose if there is a quantity, physical quantity, okay, if it starts at one point and if it reproduces at the same point, sorry, if it reproduces the at another point after some time delay, okay, such a group of quantities is called as your waves. Now in this unit we are going to study about the electromagnetic waves. So the name clearly itself indicates that electric and the combination of electric and magnetic waves, the combination of electric field wave and magnetic field wave is together or combinedly called as our electromagnetic waves. Now we will see how these electric and magnetic waves are propagating in the transmission lines. Okay, now see, suppose if you take a cable or transmission line, okay, so under cable or transmission line or conductor, see, if you take a charge or if you take a conductor, okay, the electric field will be like this. Electric field for positive charge, the electric field lines are diverging from their location, okay, and it is under static position. So under static position the field produced by the static charge is called a static electric field. Okay, now see, whenever it is moving, let us consider the movement of charge is in this direction. Okay, now if you consider the field direction will be like this, one of the field line will be like this. Okay, now you have already known about this concept, the movement of charge constituent current. So current carrying conductor produces which field? As per the Alsted experiment, current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field, and the direction of magnetic field, it is circular one around the charge, like this, it is circular, and the direction of magnetic field intensity or magnetic field will be determined with the help of thumb rule. Whenever thumb shows the direction of current and curl finger shows the field direction, so like that your field is circular, the field direction will be circular. That means finally here I want to conclude that the electric field and magnetic field are propagating in the transmission line mutually perpendicular to each other. So I want to conclude here like this by taking an example of Cartesian coordinate system. So on the Cartesian coordinate system, if you take x comma y comma z axis, suppose if you consider that electric field is propagating on the x axis, y axis, like this. If electric field wave is propagating on the y axis and the magnetic field, it should be perpendicular to the electric field as per this concept. Okay, so that's why we conclude that the electric and magnetic field are always perpendicular to each other. Now here I am drawing the direction of magnetic field. Magnetic field will be which direction? It is on the x direction, like this. So it is in this direction, and the magnitude of electric field is in upward direction, like this. Okay, upward direction. Your field will be in this direction now, like this. Your wave is propagating. Okay, now what is the resultant wave? This is the direction of electric field and this is the magnetic field. The resultant wave is propagating to the perpendicular to the directions of electric and magnetic fields. Okay, if electric field is moving in this direction and magnetic field is moving in this direction, it is A bar and it is represented with B bar in terms of vectors, and the resultant wave is propagating it in the perpendicular to the electric and magnetic field waves directions. So this is the direction of electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave or EM wave or electromagnetic wave. So finally, so how the direction of electromagnetic wave now? It is the mutually perpendicular to the electric and magnetic fields. So now tell me what are the applications of electromagnetic wave? The applications of electromagnetic waves are where we can observe this electromagnetic waves can be observed in TV signals, antennas, and all communication system. Finally, we can conclude that all communication systems in medical department also, in medical department, like X-rays, in case of X-rays. Okay, now see, in this unit we are going to study about, or I would like to discuss about the contents which we are going to study in this unit. I will discuss the contents or the topics which we are going to discuss in this unit. Or the first topic in this unit, we are going to study about the wave equation. This is the order of topics which I am going to cover in this unit. That is wave equation for conducting medium or conducting medium, wave equation for conducting medium. Then after this I will discuss about the wave equation for non-conducting medium. So what are the non-conducting mediums? Non-conducting mediums are said to be dielectrics. Non-conducting, where conductivity is not equals to 0. In non-conducting materials, the conductivity is not equals to 0. These are called as dielectrics. Okay. Now, then I will discuss about wave equation in phasor form. Later I will discuss about the Maxwell's equation. This is already discussed in our 4th unit. Maxwell's equation in phasor form already discussed in our 4th unit. Then uniform plane waves. Then wave propagation. For lossy dielectrics. Then wave propagation or propagation in good conductors. Last topic in our 5th unit is about the Poynting theorem and its applications. Poynting theorem. These are the topics which I am going to cover in our electromagnetic waves. Now we will see the wave equation, derivation of wave equation for conducting medium. Wave equation, all of the put this heading as the wave equation for conducting medium. So see, to To derive this wave equation for conducting medias, we need to use the help of Maxwell's equation. So from the Maxwell's equation only we can derive the expression for wave equation. Now we will see the Maxwell's equation. First of all, to derive the wave equations, I will use the Maxwell's equation. Maxwell's equation derived from Faraday's law for time varying fields. Why? Because these are the time varying fields. Electric and magnetic waves both are propagating with respective time. So that's why we need to consider the Maxwell's equations in the time varying field only, time varying form only. Okay. So now tell me what is the Maxwell's equation derived from Faraday's law for time varying fields? It is the del cross E bar equals to minus dou B bar by dou T. This is the Maxwell's equation derived from Faraday's law for time varying fields. It is in the form, in which form it is? It is a point form. Okay, but we know the relation between D bar, magnetic flux density, and magnetic field intensity. Okay, so let us consider it is equation number 1. Okay, now if you substitute this B bar value in equation 1, so how this is going to be modified here? Del cross E bar is equals to minus dou by dou T of mu times of H bar. Okay, see where mu is the constant term, so that we can take it outside to the differentiation term, that is dou by dou T of H bar. So finally, how can you express this expression? Del cross E bar is equals to minus mu times of dou H bar by dou T. Let us consider it is equation number 2. Okay, now see, similarly we also use the another Maxwell's equation. Nearly we need to use the 4 Maxwell's equation to derive the wave equation. So the wave equation derived from the Faraday's law, for it is we have taken the first Maxwell equation which is derived from the Faraday's law. Similarly we will use the Maxwell's equation derived from the Gauss law. Okay, so keep it in mind that this is equation 1 and equation 2. Or see, suppose you can consider it is equation 2. Why? Because we are substituting equation 2 in equation 1 here, so that's why we need to consider equation 2 it is, and it is equation 3. Okay, now see, next one is next equation. Which equation you have to consider here? You need to consider the Maxwell's equation derived from Gauss law for electrostatics. Gauss law for electrostatics. From Gauss law for electrostatics. Now, what is the Gauss law for Maxwell's equation derived from Gauss law for electrostatics? It is del cross, not del cross, it is del dot d bar equals to rho v, but under the assumption that the volume charge density is equals to 0, it will become del dot d bar is equals to 0. Okay, so but we know the relation between d bar and e bar. What is the relation between d bar and e bar? It is del epsilon times of e bar equals to 0. So that's why if you take the epsilon outside the del operator, then it will become del dot e bar is equals to 0 or del cross e bar is equals to 0. And just consider it is equation number 4. Equation 4, del dot d bar is equals to rho v is the equation number 4, and it is equation 5. After substituting 5 in 4, we will get the del cross del dot A bar is equal to 0, that is equation number 6. Okay, now next up to now we considered the two equations. One is the Maxwell's equation derived from Faraday's law, for time varying fields, and the second one is Gauss law. And similarly, the next equation is about, consider the Maxwell's equation derived from Ampere's circular law for time varying fields. Ampere's law for time varying fields. Ampere's law for time varying fields. Okay, so tell me, what is the Ampere's circular law for time varying fields? It is like this: the curl of magnetic field intensity, del cross H bar is equals to JC bar, conduction current intensity plus displacement current intensity, is the expression for Ampere's circular law for time varying fields. So you already know here that what is this equation? Equation number is, why? Because see, the order should be here, so then only the equation number should be proper. Okay, so that's why let us consider it is equation. Okay, after substituting JD bar, displacement current intensity, in terms of electric flux density is, it is JC bar plus dou D bar by dou T, or what is conduction current intensity in terms of conductivity and electric field intensity? It is sigma times of E bar. Okay, so del cross H bar equals to sigma times of E bar plus dou D bar by dou T. It is equation number 7. Equation number 7. Okay, now okay, equation number, let us consider it is equation number 7 and it is 8. No, equation 7 and equation 8. Okay, now we'll use another Maxwell's equation, that is Maxwell's equation derived from Maxwell's equation derived from Gauss law for magnetostatics. So tell me, what is the Gauss law for magnetostatics? It is divergence of magnetic flux density equals to 0. But you know the relation between V bar and H bar, that is V bar is equal to mu times of H bar. If you substitute it here, then you will get mu times of H bar equals to 0, or if you send the mu outside to this equal symbol, then you will get the del dot H bar equals to 0. What is this equation number? Del dot B bar is equal to 0 is the equation number 9, and it is equation number 10. This one, not this one, this one equation number 10. So so I already told you that to derive the wave equation, I want to use or I will use the help of Maxwell's equation, 4 Maxwell's equation. Those 4 Maxwell's equations are for one is from Faraday's law, and one is from Gauss law for electrostatics, third one is from Ampere's circular law for time varying fields, and the last one is for Gauss law for magnetostatics. Okay, now we'll apply in the next step of deriving the wave equation, apply curl operation, apply the operator curl or curl operation for equation 8. So here you just modify this equation 8 like this. Okay, after substituting d bar d bar is equals to epsilon times of E bar. You will get sigma times of E bar plus dou by dou t of epsilon times of E bar here. Okay, so it will be like this finally, sigma times of epsilon bar. Here there is a constant, that is epsilon, so you can write outside of the differentiation term, so that it will become dou E bar by dou t. This is the equation 8, just modify. This is equation 8, del cross E bar. Okay, now apply your curl operator or operation, apply operator curl on equation 8. So first of all, I am writing the expression here, del cross, not, it is not, sorry, it is h bar. Okay, del cross h bar is equals to sigma times of E bar plus epsilon times of dou E bar by dou t. It is equation 8 now. Okay. Now I am applying curl operation curl on equation 8. Applying here, write down carefully, applying curl on equation 8 both sides, so that, so see here I am applying the curl operation on both sides, so that your expression will be like this. First of all, I am writing the equation 8 here, it is del cross h bar equals to sigma times of E bar plus epsilon times of dou E bar by dou t. So this is the equation 8. For this equation 8, I am applying the operation curl. Applying the operator curl means applying del cross on both sides of this equation, del cross. Okay, so now in the next step you just split it. Okay, like this. It is sigma is a constant term, so that way sigma into del cross E bar, it is for the first term. Similarly, apply the curl operator to the second term, that is here plus epsilon is a constant, and apply curl operator to the differentiation term. See, applying curl to the second term, so that way del cross dou E bar by dou t. So with this, the application or applying curl operator is completed here. Okay, now if you observe del cross E bar, that means curl of electric field intensity equals to what? From equation, it is from equation where you get del cross E bar, from equation 3, from 3, and it is from where? I didn't get this now till now. Okay, here I am doing the small mathematical operation here, that is from here, see, from where is del cross E bar? Del cross E bar is from equation 3. What is equation 3 here? Del cross E bar equals to minus mu times of dou h bar by dou t. It is your equation 3. Okay, so but in my equation, it is equation number, no need to consider equation number for this equation. Okay, so if you observe here, there is a term del cross dou E bar by dou t. So but here I have only E bar. So to get dou E bar by dou t, what I need to do here? I want to do the differentiation on both sides. So if you do the differentiation on both sides to this equation, what you will get here? So do the differentiation, dou by dou t of del cross E bar equals to minus, so see, I will apply the differentiation first of all, dou by dou t of minus mu times of dou h bar by dou t. Okay, just rearrange this equation so that you will get del cross dou E bar by dou t equals to minus mu times of dou by dou t of dou h by dou t. It will become dou square h bar by dou t square. Okay, so from equation 3 you have this value here. Okay, and so after applying the small mathematical operation on equation 3, you will get the del cross E bar. Okay, so that you just substitute these two values in this expression, so that you will get so that you will get tell me now. The answer is the curl of, in this equation here, curl of right side term is curl of magnetic field intensity equals to curl of magnetic field intensity equals to sigma times of what is del cross E bar now from equation 3? It is minus mu times of dou H bar by dou T. Completed. Next, plus is for plus is plus, and epsilon times of what is there here, del cross dou E bar by dou T, it is minus mu times of dou square H bar by dou T square. Okay, now simply multiply this term, minus mu times of sigma dou H bar by dou T, here also plus into minus minus, so mu times of epsilon dou square H bar by dou T square. Okay, now see, here there is a identity, vector identity. From vector identity, there is a small vector identity here. From vector identity, if you have a, or applying the curl of any vector A bar is equals to, it is the divergence of, or del dot A bar minus del square A bar. This is the vector identity. Okay, if you apply the vector identity on this operation, so in place of A bar you just write the H bar, so that you will get del cross H bar equals to del dot H bar minus del square H bar. But you know the divergence of magnetic field intensity, from equation 10, it will become 0. It is from equation 10. If you observe equation 10, divergence of magnetic field intensity is equals to 0. So that what is the left term here? It is only minus del square H bar only. Okay, just substitute this value in this equation. So if you consider it is equation number 11. So substitute the above value in equation 11, so that you will get del cross H bar is equal to value of del cross H bar. From this relation, it is minus del square H bar equals to minus mu times of sigma dou H bar by dou T minus mu times of epsilon dou square H bar by dou T square. Or if you rearrange this equation, it is del square H bar, bring it to the left side of this equation, equal symbol, so that it will become no. So if you bring to the outside to the equal symbol, you will get mu times of sigma dou, not dou square, it is dou H bar by dou T plus minus only, minus mu epsilon dou square H bar by dou T equals to 0. Consider it is equation number 12. See, as this equation contains the magnetic field intensities H bar. So that's why this equation is for magnetic field, magnetic wave. Okay. Similarly, how can you derive the electric field intensity wave? So similarly, we can write the expression for electric field also. It is like this: del cross, there is a H bar. So if in place of H bar, if you just write the E bar, that is the expression for electric field wave. Del square E bar minus mu sigma dou E bar by dou T minus mu epsilon dou square E bar by dou T equals to 0. It is equation number 13. Now see 12, 13, equation 12 is there here and equation 13 is there here. So equation 12 and 13 are called the wave equation for conducting medium. So why we call this equation 12 and 13 only called as conducting medium? Why? Because there is a conductivity term in the equation. Sigma is the conductivity. So these equation 12 and 13 are called the the wave equations for the conducting medium. Okay, now we'll see the equation for non-conducting medium. Understood or not? Yes. Okay, now we will see the yes. So I'm continuing that wave equation for non-conducting medium. Non-conducting mediums means what? Non-conducting, the materials which do not allows the flow of electrons is called as non-conducting medium. For non-conducting mediums, what is the conductivity value? The conductivity for non-conducting medium is always equals to 0. Conductivity is 0. So that those do not allows the flow of electrons. Okay, so this is the wave equation for conducting medium. Okay, now so we have equation 12 from the earlier explanation. What is the equation 12? That is del cross h bar minus mu times of sigma dou h bar by dou t minus mu times of epsilon dou square h bar by dou t equals to 0. It is equation 12. These two equations are called what equations? These two equations are called wave equations. Wave equations for conducting medium. Wave equations for conducting medium. Okay, now see, as we are deriving the equation for non-conducting medium, this is substitute conductivity equals to 0 in above two equations. Okay, if you substitute sigma is equals to 0 in equation 12, if you substitute sigma equals to 0, what you will get? It is del square. So observe equation 12 and write the expression del square h bar and minus mu into 0 times of dou h bar by dou t minus mu epsilon dou square h bar by dou t equals to 0, or this second term is equals to entire 0 into something 0, so that's why second term entire term is equal to 0. That's why it is del square h bar minus mu times of epsilon dou square h bar by dou t square, it is square, equals to 0. Or if you send this term to the outside of the another side of the equal symbol, it will become plus, so that del square h bar equals to mu times of epsilon dou square h bar by dou t square. Okay, where I am going to introduce one more term, that is the velocity of wave. The speed at which the wave is moving is called as velocity of the wave. So this v mu into E is there na, so this term is called okay, now before that I am just rearranging my this equation like this: d square or dou square h bar by dou t square is equals to 1 by mu times of epsilon, 1 by mu epsilon dou d square h bar. Here this term is there na, 1 by mu epsilon is called as velocity of the wave. It is velocity of the wave v. Okay, so or v square. So v square is equals to, from this expression, v square is equal to 1 by mu epsilon. Okay, or v is equals to 1 by under root of mu times of epsilon. Okay, so now can we calculate the velocity of wave here in free space? For free space, mu is equals to mu naught into mu r. Since here mu r is equals to 1 for free space, the value of mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 into 1. So this is the mu value in free space. Similarly, epsilon is equals to epsilon naught into epsilon r, where epsilon r is equals to 1 for free space and epsilon naught value is 1 by 36 pi into 10 to the power of 9. So if you substitute epsilon and mu in these equations, you will get 1 by under root of mu value is 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 4 into 1 by 36 pi into 10 to the power of 9. So if you calculate it, you will get 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second is the velocity of wave. So with this speed is generally called as light speed. So with this speed, wave is moving. Okay. So where we are now? We are at see. Okay. So now I am rearranging this equation like this with the help of v square. So that the help of v square, it is dou square h bar by dou t square is equals to v square del square h bar. This is for the magnetic field wave. Similarly for electric field, it is dou square e bar by dou t square is equals to v square d square e bar. These two equations are called wave equations for non-conducting medium. Okay, thank you.